Hey everyone, this is Paul Gale from PaulGaleNetwork.com, and thank you for joining me today as we watch together the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 release date revealed trailer for Nintendo Switch. I found out earlier that the game has been bumped up from September 2022 to July 29th, 2022, but I have yet to watch this trailer, so we're going to do that right now. It is April 19th, 2022, so this game is coming out in a mere 3 months and 10 days. That is not a long time to wait at all. It also makes me wonder, when is Splatoon 3 going to come out? But yeah, let's check out this trailer. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm hyped.
There you are! You monsters!
Cut it out! We're your friends here! Did they order you to destroy Ouroboros too?
The world, our enemy.
Even though we're being chased by both nations at once.
There's a reason we met.
Looks good.
That's why!
Let's go!
Ooh. Actual gameplay. Combat system looking good.
What is that thing?
You've got a real death wish.
I'm feeling the impact.
Now, kids, you share a common destiny.
These strikes,
I
this
felt her thoughts. There were so many.
cinematic flair.
And then they were a part of me. How are you inside me? Hold on. Are we?
Let's get stuck in!
Yeah, will do.
So you can take that form via a strong desire or emotion.
That's cool. Switching forms, going from humans to blades.
Henceforth, all orders are rescinded. Eliminate Ouroboros at all costs.
That is my revenge. It's payback for Nimue dying with her wish unfulfilled.
It's a wild ride, this passage of fate. We got ourselves a nice little awakening.
That's cool.
Why is my name on here?
My way demands we fight. Come then, and test your mettle against my lance.
Help with fighting!
Definitely looks ambitious.
I've never used this kind of blade before. But all the techniques I can use with it flashing before my eyes.
The only thing that can change
That's slick.
is the will of Ouroboros. You kids, that's your love.
Not that I have all that much time to spare. But soon, finding a path that lets us all live. I will make that my mission.
Wow. I like the scope of this. That's pretty sweet. And there it is, July 29th, 2022. That's 2 days after my wedding anniversary. Oh, okay. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Special Edition. Art book, steelbook. Okay, we're going to have to look at that again. The Special Edition will be available exclusively on My Nintendo Store. Follow at Nintendo America on Twitter for updates on availability. Okay, this is neat. Starting with Xenoblade Chronicles X on Wii U, and then with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for Nintendo Switch, we get these cool big boxes, steelbook inside, nice art book, and of course the game and a cartridge. Sometimes something extra is thrown in there as well. But this is interesting because this time around it will be available exclusively on the My Nintendo Store. The pro is, if you have a My Nintendo account, which the majority of Nintendo Switch users would likely have one, especially if they're collecting points or buying any of their software digitally, you're going to have access to this. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be, perfect availability. It probably will still be sold out and still hard to get, but this also does limit, one person from buying multiple copies and then reselling it from Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, Target, etc. It will likely be, one collector's edition, one special edition per My Nintendo member. So I would still recommend, follow Nintendo on Twitter, and when they drop that new information, go ahead and get ready to buy it. If I had to guess, well, the normal game is $60, so saying $100 is probably easy. If they throw anything else in there, it could be a little more. Maybe it's already a little more as is, but $40 more for a steel book, a bigger box, and an art book. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be too much more than that, unless if it's more content inside. But we'll see. We'll see. That was a cool trailer. The game's graphics look really nice. I could see that they're going with a lot more flair, a lot more visual pizzazz in the story mode elements. The cinematic scenes are probably in engine, but with a little bit more glitz and glamour, We'll see if they have any, fully pre-rendered, highest level of fidelity FMVs in here or not. But whether they do or don't, what we're seeing here is really nice. Gameplay is super important too, and we got to see a couple of scenes that have that in there. A lot going on in the screen. Looks like you have your set of characters, the ability to switch between your human form and blade. You have chain attacks, tactics. I think this game is going to, be this bridge, be this connector of the series together, and it'll be interesting to see, does this wrap things up for Xenoblade, or do we eventually have a Xenoblade Chronicles 4? If we do have a 4, is it set within this world, within this universe, or does it kind of just use the name Xenoblade because it has some brand familiarity to it, but is completely its own new thing, its own new trilogy, or just something completely different? We'll see. Like Final Fantasy, for instance, has existed for a very long time, and its numerical franchises don't necessarily tie into one another. Xenoblade does to an extent, but going forward, they could drop that. We'll see. I'm glad that the franchise is doing well. Xenoblade Chronicles on Wii and on the Nintendo 3DS both sold within the neighborhood of 500,000 copies. Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U sold several 100,000, still not quite a million. But once we got to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Nintendo Switch, that's a 2 million plus seller. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, that's a 1.5 plus million seller. The trajectory of the series is looking solid and is looking stronger. That complemented with the fact that the Nintendo Switch install base is now, 107 million, which is more than it was at any point for Wii, for 3DS, for Wii U, or Nintendo Switch previously for Xenoblade games to sell well. That bodes well that I think this game is a lock-in for 3 million in sales worldwide. Not necessarily at launch, but over the course of how long the game sells for, I think it's going to hit 3 million. I think it'll also debut strongly, but we'll see. See, some of this stuff right here actually looks so good that let's push play. Is that what I was talking about? Just the game's in-game engine, just modified scenes, or the cinematic scenes playing at a lower frame rate so that it could have more fidelity, more shadows in them, a higher resolution perhaps? Or are some of these pre-rendered moments? Probably not. But the fact that it's making me question, that looks so good. Could that be just a pre-rendered scene and not in engine? Really tells you that they're putting a lot of depth inside of this title. And the fact that it's coming out in July instead of September is that much cooler.
There has to be.
Let's go!
Yeah, this has had a lengthy development cycle. And it looks like the game's going to have more action to it, but still plenty of tactical responses and turn-based elements with a good party, nice voice acting. And you just feel the power, like you feel the energy from these clashes.
Destiny. I felt her thoughts.
Voice acting is there, the music is there. Xenoblade,
Part of me. How are you?
Xenoblade's always had some good tunes over the years. I'm hyped. Actually, I ended up talking longer than I thought. That was a 10-minute discussion over an almost 3-minute video, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Shout outs to Nintendo on turning out the game 2 months early. Like I said at the beginning of this video, if I'm not mistaken, I wonder where this puts Splatoon 3, because that's supposed to come out this year. Now, summer is looking kind of packed, which is kind of neat. Anytime between late June and September 22nd is when Splatoon 3 could drop, if it is indeed a summer release. September 9th is a Friday. That's still a couple of weeks ahead of summer officially ending. So that would be a nice release date for Splatoon 3, maybe. You have Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in July, Live Alive in July. Could Splatoon 3 be in August? I think it being out for more in summer would be better, because it's such a multiplayer fun title that dropping it in summer when everybody's out of school and some people are out of work, and having those Splatfests and having that opportunity to play a lot of battles and be online and multiple times of day and not being confined necessarily, to school or to work for a lot of people. A lot of people will still be working, of course, too, but hey, that's why the Nintendo Switch is a portable console and a home console in one. You could take it to work and play on your break. True. But yeah, Splatoon 3, that's going to be an interesting one. Unless if it gets pushed a little bit later, but I don't think it's going to be like an October release, because I think October is being saved for Bayonetta 3. That's just my guess. Interesting. All right, let me know what you thought of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Are you excited that the game is coming out in July? Are you looking forward to it? What did you think of the trailer? What do you think of Splatoon 3? Anything you want to talk about, I look forward to your responses in the comment section below, and I will respond to each person individually. Thank you. Have a good one. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.